Young Marco has trouble breathing. Like many families in the Peruvian Andes, his mother Maria cooks over an open fire. Both mother and child spend several hours a day in the smoky shack. The wood for the fire is expensive. This method of cooking is impractical and makes people ill. Marco is taken outside as often as possible. The whole family suffers from the toxic smoke.
There's a lot of smoke. It stings your eyes and is bad for the baby. It's harmful and turns everything black. The whole kitchen is dirty.
Arthur Laurent is traveling through a valley in the Andes. The Frenchman has lived in Peru for 2 years. He coordinates the work of several aid organizations. Their goal is to build efficient cooking stoves. Villages in the Andes are often cut off from the rest of the world. During the rainy season, entire roads are simply washed away. The village of Carcas is 3,500 meters above sea level. It's home to some 200 people.
Permiso.
A new stove is being built in this house. Only natural building materials are being used: clay, grass and coconut powder. A closed fireplace is made of bricks. The smoke escapes through a pipe. Shards of glass reflect the heat and increase its intensity. Donations have made it possible to build 30,000 stoves of this kind so far. But Laurent wants to secure long-term funding for the program.
We want to build 100,000 of them next year and 1 million over the next 7 years. A total of 7 million families will benefit from this. And it will save 7 million tons of CO2 emissions.
Laurent hopes to turn each ton of saved CO2 into money by selling carbon credits on the European market. And with that money, he'll build more new stoves. Around half the families in the village already have one, including the Guida family. To give the project credibility in the trade and carbon credits market, Arthur Laurent and his team have developed a method of measuring the amount of CO2 saved. That's why all the stoves are built to the same specifications. How much firewood do they consume per day?
I use 3, 4, maybe 5 pieces of wood a day, depending on what I cook.
But Laurent doesn't want to rely on such estimates. The amount of wood consumed in the 3 months before and after the new stove is installed is carefully measured. Less wood means fewer CO2 emissions. And for Arthur Laurent, that translates into hard cash. This family now uses around 30% less wood. Some families cut their consumption in half. The new stove also provides other practical advantages. Cooking takes less time, so the women have more time for their children. And money saved can be put to use elsewhere.
I use the money left over to buy food for my family. The children are now sick less often, and I feel a lot better. The whole kitchen and the walls used to be dirty. Now everything is much cleaner and tidier.
A view from the village square to the surrounding hills. Until now, trees were chopped down indiscriminately for firewood. But that hurt farmers in the long run. The tree roots are what hold the fertile soil in place and ensure arable land for farming. Wheat is to be planted on this field. Now the village men take more care when they cut down trees. Arthur Laurent and his oven project have increased people's environmental awareness.
Now when we chop down a tree, we plant 2 or 3 new ones to preserve the environment. It wouldn't make sense to chop down trees without planting new ones.
By installing new, efficient stoves, many people's lives can be changed fundamentally. Not only here in Peru, but also in many other rural regions worldwide.